I've visited Ivano-Frankivsk many times and love the city. But I recently realized that we've never filmed the local craft here, and that's a shame. I'm sure there's something worth filming here. So, hello, I'm Yevhen Zinelnikov, and this is Craft Journeys.
I'm Ivan.
I'm Jana, and we're exploring herbs.
So what is a traviarnia?
It's like a coffee shop, but a travianya. So we're not a tea house, we specialize in herbs. We're reviving Ukraine's herbal traditions. It's not just drinking herbs, it's also bathing in them and fumigating your space. So we collect all the data about the use of herbs in Ukraine, and there were really many of them.
I understand teas like that Carpathian blend, but what is fumigation?
Thanks to other cultures like Palo Santo and Indian incense, this culture arrived here somewhat foreign.
Incense sticks, right?
Incense sticks, right? But we also had herbs that were burnt to cleanse the space. They are used for scenting the space, but for us they were mostly used for energetic cleansing of the space. A kind of bundle like that. We light it and it gives off a scent.
Wow. But it's strange, a bit of an herbal blend just to burn. I get it, in ancient times everyone used these herbs like fir, blah blah blah. Well, now it's the first herbal shop in Ukraine. It's a bit of a risky move. It's not just a tea ceremony with herbs like everyone understands. How did it happen like that?
I have no idea. I've always drunk herbal teas and my grandmother bathed me in herbs. I dislike synthetic scents. I don't drink coffee and I don't like beer, but coffee and beer are social glue. Like, people always invite each other for coffee. Let's go for coffee or let's go for beer. I felt like an odd one out because I can't have either of those. I just don't like the taste, honestly. At first I just had hot water while everyone else drank something, so I stood there with just water. And then I realized that I could drink herbal teas, make them myself, and even promote them. I want herbs to be seen as more than just folk medicine or healing, because people usually come to me.
Yeah, chamomile, something like that, lemon balm.
So the Chinese managed to turn Camellia sinensis from a medicinal plant from the realm of folk medicine into a super cool mainstream worldly product. Like, I want to do the same with herbs, so that it's just about enjoying a great tasty tea.
How much does it cost?
200 hryvnias.
200 hryvnias. What's this? Sage. How long does it last? Is it for 1 or 3 times?
No, for 3 or 4 times of these kinds.
Damn, it looks so beautiful. It's just really, you don't even want to smoke it. And these are teas, right? Yes. Herbal blend, yes.
We have 5 main blends that we created based on different moods. Because herbs, no matter what, have some healing properties and affect the body. We made them as neutral as possible to keep the focus on the taste. So it's for warm conversations, for calmness, when you need more strength. This is exactly the morning blend. Torvota is also a morning blend. The vitamin 1 is very versatile for any occasion. It comes in either a jar or a pouch. Both are good. You need to store herbs properly. This is natural fabric, it's linen, it breathes, so the herbs are also stored well here. It doesn't get musty.
It needs to breathe, right? Yes?
So all grandmothers, you can ask about where and how they store herbs. They keep them in linen bags. But like, to make it last a bit longer, we pack it in jars. There are different people who collect herbs. Some know something about how to collect them properly. There are people who don't know, they just collect them.
And what's the difference?
Yes, for example, it was winter recently and the seeds had the most energy because they had to survive the winter and then give new life. Now it has given this new life. And in the shoots, just like in microgreens or somewhere else, in the wheat sprouts, the sprouts have the most energy right now. And professional herbalists, they know when each plant has the most energy and in which part. So if it's the stem, we take the stem. If it's the leaf, we take the leaf. If it's the flower, we take the flower. If it's berries or roots, we take them at different times. And each plant has its own period for this. It's not like we just pick everything in July and then dry it all for the whole summer. How to pick, how to dry them properly, and then how to store them correctly. So these are the 3 stages that follow.
And how can you dry them properly?
Some herbs, berries, and roots can be sun-dried, but some herbs cannot.
Let's get back to business. After all, we're talking about business. You have a large space right in the center. Beautiful renovation, everything looks great. Is it all about herbs?
About herbs?
Really?
We consistently end up in the red, and I know this is a new experience for Ukrainians. As I said, people just view herbs as medicinal. Most often they buy a blend for calmness because they're already at their limit. And they can't do anything, they just need to drink tea and lie in bed. According to the numbers that Ivan counts, it's clear that we're growing.
We're not breaking even yet, but we're growing.
But we're growing. Ah, well, that's good. Why do you need it? Well, just work with herbs. You know, tea is just one herb, but here there are many different cool ones, so just drink them. Why do you Ukrainians need to give this?
I think it's really cool to brew tea properly. And it's really cool to try different ways of brewing tea. I mean, there are many ways, and that's great. And you can reveal the tea in a different way. The same goes, for example, with temperature. The kettle boiled, you pour it in and it's done.
Well, yes.
But it turns out that different herbs require different temperatures, for example, or they reveal their flavors differently. You can't really experience these flavor changes just by pouring hot water over them. So you need to explain this, you need to show it, you need to try it, and that's exactly what this space is for.
Open a coffee shop here in the center, just like everyone else, selling the cheapest, worst coffee. And people will buy it more than if you tried to explain things or grow your own customer base. Why would you even need that?
We're crazy.
I just remembered about the coffee.
And now, usually it's some kind of coffee, I don't know, from somewhere. Ethiopia or Guatemala. And for some reason, I imagine somewhere in that same Ethiopia, there are two people sitting and they're like, I tried this linden from Zhytomyr region, it's complete nonsense. Last time they brought some from Frankivsk. Well, this Carpathian one, now that's good. But I want to be able to come to the center of Europe or somewhere like that and just say, I want to have a drink.
Ukrainian herbs specifically, right?
Yes, well, I understand it's a long road, but it's a great road.
So, can someone come to you, learn, and do it on their own? Well, is it even possible to do this? Good. Proper herbal mixtures on your own? Or does it have to be someone who understands and knows?
Yes, actually this summer we want to try organizing herbal camps in the mountains, or even not just in the mountains, to take people out. We stay there for 3 days. The first day we gather herbs. There my partner and I explain how to gather them, and we get acquainted with the plants. They gather their own, the same bouquet of herbs, we dry them and we relax.
It's both relaxation and enjoying the beauty around, and you come to your beloved with a bouquet, go ahead and brew it.
You can smell everything. We don't have a menu. Instead, we ask guests what mood they're in.
You just want to do it like that.
We need to release a perfume.
Very tasty. By the way, speaking of perfumes, I saw these little things here. What are they?
These are essential oils. My friend makes them too, and she's currently raising money to open a production facility in Ukraine, because there are also a lot of essential plants in Ukraine that can be used. So these are for meditation, like natural perfumes. Yes, this is just how our ancestors drank. In Ukrainian tradition, there is a ritual where we pour the first cup of tea back into the teapot. This is called to marry the tea, simply because when we brew the tea, all the aromas rise to the top. And when we pour the first cup of the brew, it is the most aromatic and the most interesting. We need to mix everything else with this kind of stream.
What's interesting is that at first, the aroma is one thing. Now it's settled a bit, and really, it's either mint or lemon balm or something similar.
If we look at the structure of the tea, here's Ivan chai, this brown one, it will take a little longer to open up. If you just crush a raspberry leaf, it will release its flavor the fastest. But there are raspberry stems that will hold their flavor for quite a long time. That is, the structure itself and the fleshiness of each individual plant allow you to brew them several times.
Well, it's interesting, like a stem in tea, I thought, well, whatever. Yes, same here. But actually it's important, right?
Especially if, for example, this broom is dried, like the stem together with the leaf, then the nutrients from the leaves flow back into the stem. So if I get stems, I cut them into the tea, because that's where the most flavor is.
Is there any plant that, let's say, is underrated?
Yeah, underrated. Not the herb or herbs themselves, but the way of preparation. And in general, this is the first plant that comes to my mind because I only heard about it when I came to Frankivsk.
Wow, I don't know what that is.
Just the name Tulsi. It's one plant, but they all think it's the same thing. There's Tulsi, there's basil, and there's basilok. And these are three different plants. And our most popular bath salt also has this basilok because it's very aromatic.
So you also have salt.
Well, yes, we were talking about bathing in herbs, saunas, baths, tubs with herbs. That's also a very Ukrainian tradition.
Come in, we have a specialist here.
Does it smell nice?
It smells interesting. It looks illegal.
Is this our second time brewing it? Yes, second. The aroma changed a lot. It became much richer. Moose, I don't want to work anymore. I won't go on. Let's drink tea. Wonderful. I don't know if it just seemed to me, but it's kind of like you just want to sit down, watch, cuddle with your loved one, and that's it.
Are these the herbs of memories?
Ah, okay, I got it. Listen, could you please tell me, let's get back to business. How much does it cost to come to you for some tea? Because it's one thing to take this blend and brew it at home, but it's another thing to have a conversation here with this pitcher.
It's 200 hryvnias per person for the ceremony, which lasts an hour and a half. I sit with you and share legends, ceremonies, symbols, and herbs. And we actually go into this event with intention. If you just want to have some tea, then it's 60 hryvnias per glass of tea here. What we can mix right now is a minimum of 2 herbs, maximum 4, and you can mix any blend you like. You can identify and sense 4 herbs, just don't overuse them. Combine herbs that don't conflict. For example, use basic herbs. Melissa is basic, mint is basic, linden is basic, nettle, currant, strawberry. Yeah, these are all basic herbs that help other herbs to reveal themselves, and you can feel them as well. The rest, especially flowers, aren't basic, they're added to complement something else.
It's so summery, there's a bit of sourness in it. When I smell it, it's like a field. Our Carpathian field, let's try this one already, right? What's it called?
Syrivets.
Syrivets, yes.
Because, for example, kvass.
These are fermented flowers.
Fermented flowers? Because the word kvass basically means kvass, but the word kvass actually means it's a fermented drink made with hops or barley. From black bread, actually. And this is syrivets. It means that it's made from fermented flowers.
It's really sweet, definitely honey, you can tell. So it's floral kvass.
How many of these bottles can you actually make? You can make a lot.
I really dream of having a soda factory. We're on our way. For now, we're going to test it because we've made an agreement with a vegan cafe in Lviv that they want our syrivtsi on tap. We'll give it a try. It's a long process. It ferments in warmth for 3 days, then stays in the fridge for 14 days. So for now, I don't know how to count it.
You need a room for that.
Yes, you need a room. We're open to suggestions.
My name is Matthias, and together with my team, I make playgrounds for children. For almost 30 years, I've been a manufacturer of children's playgrounds, custom made. I came to Ukraine 20 years ago, and I decided to live here, started to love Ukraine, and began making our playgrounds here. At first, they were only for export, and then...
You mean to Germany?
To Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands. And now Ukraine has a bit of demand. People see that it's fashionable there, and here they also start asking, and the demand is starting too. A client comes to us, for example, and says that they need an age of 6 or older. And there we plan to create a concept. We draw a theme or whatever the person wants. Because with us, we just do it like that. A cold children's playground, and all the craftsmen put their love and soul into it. And it's more than just a piece of wood. I came here and I don't have the amount of raw materials I need here. I buy from other regions of Ukraine, but the human factors in Ukraine are really great. I'm German myself, but this is already my country. This country needs to be supported too. The management from our Frankivsky Park invited me and said that we don't have such big finances to order a project there. Can you draw this for us? And we'll organize it so that it gets implemented. There might be a bit of a budget for development. It's all thanks to sponsors, to kind people who want to help and make it happen.
So the local authorities ordered a project from you and then they looked for sponsors to fund it?
Yes, we give a 15-year warranty on our wooden structure. We build all children's playgrounds according to the European standard 1176. There you have all the types, conditions, angles, and materials. For example, this is a reinforced cable. This cable has already been here for almost 10 years. It still looks fine, and kids love the moving cables. I love making these themed playgrounds or figures where you can climb inside. This is a structure so that an adult can also walk there. Because parents worry about their child, they have to climb in there too, right? You need to have a bit of a child in your heart to make things like this.
A child in your heart, right?
It's very pleasant work, you know? When you see later how many people are playing there, but you look at the tree, like here, for example, the way it's polished, you can see how many people use it. And it's popular, it's a good thing.
Why did you choose the path of an inspector from Germany?
I'll tell you, when we make a playground for the German market, it's required by law. Ukraine doesn't require it yet, but I think it will soon. We spent the past year building a playground in Lviv called Lis Maikita. I decided that for every playground we install in Ukraine, we will do a technical inspection. It's included in the price, and it should be from Germany. Sending every child is not good. And because of this, every 3 or 4 months, when several sites are ready, an inspector comes and does a technical inspection.
Can we check the production? Interesting.
Sorry, there's work happening everywhere here.
Wow.
We trim, we mill, we cut, we have a sawmill, we have a dryer, an air chamber, everything, all the processes. This will be one big construction company, Frankivsk. They're building a new residential area, and we're working on something there as well, including a large slide. A tube slide. And this 3D figure is also going to be part of the complex. You know, it's those balls. These are acacias, that's all. Stainless steel. We're still going to cover all this up. There are bridges here between the two.
Between the balls, right?
If you count it like this, that's the angle. So the ball will be here, it's like this. 20 years ago, we didn't do things like this. With every project, we try to give ourselves even more tasks. When someone says, I want something cool. Sometimes someone says they want the coolest playground, and we respond, let's do it now. Then, for example, a slide. We're planning a slide that's going to be 10 meters high, such a slide.
Wow, 10 meters? Wow.
We'll try to think of something better with every order. This, for example, will be a playground for children up to 6 or 7 years old. It will be even lower. It's set in concrete. First of all, it's fastened to the concrete surface with 16 anchors and another 20 centimeters into the concrete. So it will be lower at 1.20 meters. We have all the structures ready. Then we load them onto the truck, crane, manipulator, and set them in place. We minimize on-site work since everything is prepped in advance. I'm a happy person because I can do what I love.
Cool arc.
The garden itself is called the ark. Yeah, that's why it's important here. When we see this, for example, beauty, it develops a person. Beautiful things make people better, which is why you want to create them here. And when I met Matthias, I saw that he has this thing for beautiful things.
That's true. It's really, first of all, meaningful, and secondly, you just want to touch it. The wood itself, everything about it is so authentic.
Well, natural, just natural. Natural and so unique, not all the same. Not stamped, not stamped.
And it's cool that it's so European. That there's this soft floor, that it's bright, that it's... Maybe I'm saying things that are obvious and simple to you, but for me, it's a real indicator. of our Ukrainian growth, because in my childhood there was nothing like this. And now it exists.
Yes, it was just standard.
And it was very good if at least it was standard.
We agreed, developed a project, and determined what works and fits. We were already waiting when October last year arrived. We agreed on this, and by March 25th, on Annunciation, we were supposed to open it.
From October to March, everything was ready, and there was even a line, correct?
Yes, because of the line. They're still going there. He hasn't left yet, you know, so those lambs still have to arrive. We made 2 giraffes here, 2 camels. You can't see one elephant, it's probably inside. The other is looking out the window, which we made very low. And different platforms, levels, you know, to make it interesting when you climb up here. For example, here, figuratively, you can walk. Here, the captain stands, you know.
Yeah.
He drives here. There are a lot of functions, you know, he can go to the slides, look through the binoculars here. Here, parrots sit in the front. You can do that here. This is already for older, up to 6-year-old kids. We plan to make a sandbox here. That's why we already made these installations. You pull the bucket with a chain, the sand spins and falls into the sandbox. Kids really love this too, playing in the sand. There we have 2 penguins, which are also going there.
It's really cool that there's 1 floor, then a middle part, and then it gets higher. There are many levels. And what about the inspection that comes? What do they check?
He checks all the distances, the steps.
So there has to be a certain standard.
Yes, so your head doesn't get stuck and you can't go back. He has tools there that they can stick in, for example, so that your hands can't, you know, get in there. You can do it like that there. There really can't be a huge problem. But sometimes there are small ones. It can change, it can hang, you know.
Like kids can hang here, and if there's only one, it might break. Yeah, And how long does it take to make a playground like this? Well, approximately.
All the preparations, or when all the preparations are done, it takes about 3 weeks. 2 craftsmen.
2 craftsmen build such a playground in 3 weeks.
You should create a playground for people over 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We are very satisfied with what we can do. And you know, when you see the kids playing there, everything is nice, it's pleasant to see.
100%. Hey, Narubki, move away, I can't see anything. I really like that there are actually several floors. Here's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. It could have just been on 1 level, but for kids, especially under 5 years old, this is super important. Steps, and here's another step. And here's a step up, cool. I think it will happen when Ukrainians themselves start to feel it. That kind of inspiration, not to copy someone else, but to do your own thing, something individual. Then Ukraine will become the center. Hope it will be that way. All right, see you. Did I get out of the frame? Yes, I did. To come to Frankivsk and not visit Promprylad, well, that's just strange to me. Especially since there's something new here. Something tasty.
This is one of the projects of the Promprylad Renovation. It's a project about food culture. It's not just a food market. Actually, it's a comprehensive project that includes a business component, as well as social and impact components.
So I see there are Chebureks, Sushi Astoria.
The main conceptual component of the food market is that all the restaurant concepts do not overlap with each other.
So if it's sushi, there's only one. Yes, only one spot. There will be only one Asia.
So here we have an Asian spot. This is onigiri. This is a type of Japanese food. Next we have Masteria. It's also a pretty well-known concept there. It's a meat spot, nice guys. Hot dog spot, Carpathian ramen, more than just ramen. It's a combination of Ukrainian products and ramen making technology. Here, the guys are really experimenting, especially with Ukrainian products. And I think they're doing really well with it too.
At first you see different restaurants, interesting, beautiful, and they smell delicious. But it's still a food market. What else is there?
Next in the project, you can see the spatial aspect. This is our amphitheater, which brings the whole space together. It doesn't divide it, it doesn't separate it. And the second floor, here we have some seating. But as you can see, there are classrooms and offices there. And in the next phase, we want to implement 2 culinary schools here. Next, this is the R&D kitchen. This is a professional kitchen with innovative equipment that can be rented for your needs, both for restaurant players and for small craft producers, where you can come and create products.
This is something completely new. Nothing like this has existed before.
There is a food laboratory for food safety and quality. So it's a laboratory where you can use the services and check your products for safety. It's like for a restaurant.
If I'm making Carpathian ramen, I can test it here in the lab.
Yes, it could be a story for a private consumer, so to speak. You can just bring these products and also check them there and see what you're actually buying at the supermarket.
So I can buy that same Carpathian ramen and go there with it? Yes. Cool.
We want to create a place where chefs from the restaurant industry, chefs from the region, and local chefs will come. It's a kind of co-working space. You can work here, you can have a meeting here, you can hold a tasting here. A place for networking. We wanted to create this perfect puzzle where you give people something they're already familiar with, but also let them discover something new. So these are new concepts. Our partners themselves are tenants who rent these spots from us. For them, it's not always just about business either. It's about the opportunity to grow, to create something new, and to create a quality product. One of the very important tasks is to connect, to bring together, because there are so many culinary concepts in the world.
And as I understand it, it's not just Frankivsk, but Astoria. It's a Kiev format as well.
We actually have relocated businesses here, and we have business partners from the occupied territories. And they came here and are developing their business.
So these are flavors from all over Ukraine. Cool. How do you find these people? Well, how does it happen that you come to Promprylad and you're like, damn, this is cool, and this is a great idea, and I get so energized? How do you find them?
You know, I guess I believe that we attract people who are similar to us. Kavabonga and Sandwich Station are from Kharkiv. Hello, good afternoon. I recommend them.
I'm saying that your food is delicious.
And these are my favorite sandwiches. I just recommend the Brooklyn chopped beef with sauerkraut and cheddar. It's simply fantastic. Seriously, I love it.
I'll have this Brooklyn one. And which other one is tasty?
Crazy turkey.
Crazy turkey, right?
The most popular crazy turkey, they have apricot chucks there. It's apricot cooked in Indian spices, brie cheese, arugula, and the turkey itself is farm raised. It's not store-bought meat.
And apricot.
It's very kind of juicy.
Yes, the crazy turkey is simply divine.
I also recommend trying the ramen. When you're in Frankivsk, come visit us at the food market and you can discover a new spot for yourself every time.
There are people everywhere, just everywhere. They're ordering here, they're ordering there, and they're ordering over there too. If I understand correctly, maybe I'll say something silly now, but this is an open format. Anyone can come. These aren't necessarily people who work at Promprylad.
No, it's for everyone, and it's important to us that people beyond Promprylad residents visit us too. It's both guests of the city and the locals themselves. And the concept is that you can do a lot of things here. Here you can just have breakfast or work. You can come here for lunch, an event, or a romantic dinner upstairs in the evening. I don't know.
Yes.
Just a regular date there. You can just have a cocktail at the bar, or I don't know.
There's even alcohol?
Yes, it's a bar concept 0342. They're shaking up bars, and now we'll shake up the wine scene with organic and biodynamic wines. This uncompromising attitude matters here. You can bring a big group of friends and enjoy more than just meat. Someone got a hot dog, someone ordered ramen, someone got sushi, someone just had coffee, and someone else is just drinking a cocktail. But you can sit at a huge table with a big group of friends and not have to compromise here. You can't approach a place with only one idea. That's cool too.
Cool.
Speaking of the concept, it was important for us to have a Ukrainian spot here, but it would be strange not to have it here. It's kind of a combination of old recipes with new technologies. If you look at their menu, it's quite interesting. There are also the pan starostas roast, legancy, and mazuriki. If you go there, you'll see it's now an open space as the walls are being removed. And there we'll have a huge brewery hub or a craft beer center. It's a huge, huge brewery with a beer bar and a beer restaurant with its own concept.
Already here, I think it's about 1,000 square meters.
Here we have, I might have forgotten the numbers, 1,300 if I'm not mistaken.
More than 1,000. 460. There will be 2,000 square meters here, a vast space.
Overall, the project is about 3,500 square meters, including the second floor. We have a pretty ambitious goal to launch all of this. Yes, just like all our goals. We start a project that's always bigger than us, and we grow into it along the way.
I'm Natalia and I make cheese.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. And I have a question for you, yes. How did it happen that there are restaurants all around, but you have a craft shop?
We are special.
So you're special? How come?
We are local producers and the only ones in Ukraine to win an award for our products twice. We participated in the World Cheese Award in 2022-2023.
To be honest, I didn't even know there was a World Cheese Award.
Yes, it's a competition that I think is 35 years old this year. It's kind of like the Eurovision of cheese.
And what makes your cheese different from regular cheese? I mean, I don't know, I guess, well, I see you have so much cheese here.
The products are not only from our own production, but also from other Ukrainian craft cheese dairies. We changed some things, traditions. As a rule, most Ukrainian cheesemakers base their recipes on established European cheeses, classics like cheddar and Gouda. Every cheesemaker who works in their craft for a long time, through experiments, both successful and unsuccessful, develops their own unique style.
That's how a signature recipe is created.
Yes, that's how it happened that we ended up with unique cheeses. We didn't pay much attention to it until we received an award. Here we have it on the cheese platter.
Ho ho ho, we arrived at the perfect time.
This is a smoked young cheese made from cow's milk with an interesting name, Sirna Turbinka. We received a super gold for this cheese.
For this particular cheese, right?
Yes, it's tough for young cheeses to surprise consumers. The taste of the smoked rind doesn't overpower the flavor of the cheese itself. It's a very successful combination.
It's just like that, the texture itself. There are some cheeses that are hard on the outside but too soft on the inside. But here, it's just right.
We also received another award from the Italians for our flawless technological process and perfectly shaped cheese ball.
Many people say that it's very difficult to sell food products abroad because there are other issues like getting through customs, that it's very complicated. Will this cheese, which is a world leader, make it to the global market?
It's difficult but possible. Can such a small producer like me do it? Yes, but only with the support of a team. For example, a team that has already done this before, a team with experience, and so it's totally possible. But as a small manufacturer, can we do it?
Compete with the big ones, right?
Will we be able to reach a volume that makes it profitable to ship abroad? And to compete, well, we are already competitive. Since we produce such a product, it's tasty, it wins awards, it gets recognition, it means we're moving in the right direction.
All right, what's next? Here.
Next, we present another award-winning goat cheese. We shape it in cloth, then put it in a salt solution and send it to mature in the cellar. It matures there for 4 to 6 months.
Wow. So this one was young and fresh, right? Yes, that's why it's soft inside? Yes. And what about this one?
Semi-hard, semi-hard. This cheese from the Kaidash family is called Motria.
Very rich taste, but it is. It's unlike processed cheese. It simply melts in your mouth without needing to chew. This goes with wine. This goes with wine, with red wine, and this one, can it be just with tea and some jam?
Some clients have certain prejudices. For example, those who have never tried cheese made from goat's milk. They're afraid to try it. They're worried there will be an aftertaste, that it won't taste good, or that it will have an unpleasant smell. But after they get to know it and try it for the first time, they become its admirers and come back for more.
That's understandable. We have many cheeses that don't taste good. We've gone through a period when goat cheese was just something you'd take and it was simply goat cheese. Now, it's not just that a culture has appeared, but the product itself is on a different level.
Every cheesemaker has gone through a certain journey. Improvement, working on the product, working on yourself. And over time, quantity turns into quality.
I say that I haven't eaten anything like this in a long time. Rich, light. What other flavors are there? I forgot.
Where can I buy it? Only here?
After winning the award, we can't keep up with the ripening.
I see. So for now, only here, right? Yes. Well then, I've answered my own question as to why only you have such a stall here. Not just food, not a food court. That's why. A lot of people are into cheese now, right? All kinds of cheese. Well, a lot of people are cheesemakers. How do you get to that level? What's the secret to success?
Our cheese is about us, about what we love, how we see, how we perceive this world, how we feel it, how it tastes to us. We pass this on in the product we make. Believe in what you do, love what you do.
Believe in what you do and do it.
Do at least something.
Oh, did you hear that? Do at least something. Craft. If you want to turn us off now and do something, fine. Turn us off, but at least do something.
I'm Alexei, and I make craft smoked spices.
But how can you make spices? It seems to me that it's just paprika, right? You grind it up and that's it. The spices are ready. Yes.
Yes, smell it.
Do you feel that something's wrong?
Well, it's completely wrong.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. That's what everyone says.
But really, how are they made and from what?
They're made from peppers, well, similar to these peppers.
Honestly, I always thought paprika was something else. Well, definitely not.
It's red sweet pepper cut and laid out on large trays like these. It's placed in a chamber, smoked and dried at the same time. The temperature there is quite high. We throw away what has caramelized. Everything that's left becomes really delicious and smoked. We grind it. February 25th, 2023 is what I consider the birthday. About 15 years ago, someone treated me to smoked salt. I really liked it. I used smoked salt and tried to buy it, sampling nearly all smoked salts in Ukraine while searching for my favorite. I couldn't find one I liked, so I started experimenting. For the last probably 10 years, I have been experimenting. I made salt, then I experimented there with spice blends. Little by little, it started to work out. With the start of the war, I lost my business. Somehow I decided to become a happy person. Not to work, but to do what gives me pleasure.
I understand it's been over a year here. Yes, is this business or is this pleasure?
Let's put it this way, there's still a long way to go before it becomes my main source of income. At first, we targeted the American market, and there's a craft spice culture there. It's not a cheap pleasure. Well, if you go into any supermarket, you'll see that there are tons and tons of spices there.
Those little packets cost 19 hryvnias, right?
Oh, when someone sees a jar like this cost 150 hryvnias, the main question is why? When we started selling, I was invited to a craft fair. We weren't sure that during the war, Ukrainians would start buying these expensive spices. Well, I really doubted the success of this. The first sale happened, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 minutes after we put our products out.
And what about America, where you started?
Regarding America, it's all said. It's an interesting market, but there are two things. Sanitary control, you have to do it for every batch. There are a lot of documents. You need to get certification in America. We're small, so we can't play that game. For now, yes. As for the others, honestly, we just lacked enough money for advertising. Advertising in Ukraine is expensive, while in the States, it's about half the cost of a Boeing wing.
How is smoked salt made?
Regular rock salt or sea salt, like in this case, is put into a smoking chamber, and then the smoke generator is started. And it just smokes, but be careful, it has a very strong aroma. Oh, with this salt you can give a smoky flavor to any dish.
It smells like a grill.
And it just tastes like salt. If we're talking about the smell of a grill, for example, there's a burger. When I made this mix, I made it for patties. But you just take ground meat, a kilogram of ground meat, add a tablespoon, mix it and fry it however you know how. I guarantee it will be tasty. Add some grated or chopped onion for an out-of-this-world flavor. Well, smell it. By the way, we'll be cooking with it today.
Burger, it's called the perfect burger.
This is universal and makes up about 40% of our sales. People really love it.
Cool, yes.
But the main thing about these spices is that all the ingredients here are natural, no artificial additives. Our main sales were at the fair in Frankivsk, at the fair, at craft festivals, so we interacted with people.
And we let them smell.
We let them smell, we let them taste. And the most valuable thing for us was that people came back. They said, listen, I used yours and cooked this.
What else is there?
Here's spicy barbecue. Well, it's also more or less okay. For me, spiciness is about the flavor. It's not about pain, not about hellish torment. It's exactly about the flavor. This isn't very spicy. The spiciest thing I have is a chili pepper mix. There are 5 chili peppers in here, but they're tasty too.
Well, it's not very spicy.
Not really.
Not really, it's spicy, but not unbearably so. Well, maybe a bit. What am I getting at? There are some more or less familiar things. Coriander, paprika, seasoned salt.
There are 5 kinds of pepper, lemon, and a bit of smoked salt.
Lemon?
Lemon, and it's fresh lemon.
Oh, you can tell by the aroma.
When it goes on the beef, it's out of this world.
Asian barbecue.
When this whole line was being formed, which now has 13 types, the focus was on making it suitable for almost everyone. That is, with this set, you can prepare 98% of the dishes that are made in Ukraine.
Provence herbs, I think that's the most straightforward thing.
Open it.
Or not. Everything has its own secret, right?
Everything has a secret, especially if you discover Provençal herbs in a store.
Is there mint, lemon balm, or something similar here? It has that aftertaste.
There's sage here. Try the Mediterranean ones. I seriously love them and use them everywhere.
Everywhere, literally everywhere, like in an omelet in the morning.
That's all.
Well, it's basically just a collection of herbs, chopped and dried.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's like my BMW car, it's just a pile of metal, that's all. Basically, people just put it together and that's it.
Caribbean herbs are a different story. My first trip to the Caribbean, I was just amazed at how they cook fish. Well, there's some kind of secret and nobody shares it. I mean, they cook it in restaurants, but you can't buy it in stores. And then in 2019, we flew there, got one of the chefs, a little tipsy, sat down, talked, and he revealed the secret.
And what was it? I got it, the secret.
I can explain why there are so many nuances. Why? Because the essential oils that each ingredient contains are released at different temperatures and under different pressure. And they group together with each other. And sequence matters. If you simply mix the ingredients, you'll end up with something like store-bought.
Still, to take and make 13 different flavors and to actually do it, that's the recipe, that's the technological map, that's how it's done, that's all. How hard is that?
At first, I did it myself. Then I realized that
the volumes increased.
The volume started to grow and I just couldn't keep up. So I found partners. I found a great technologist. I was doing it, yes, by feel, but she understood what she was doing. And now we cook together.
There are no competitors. Well, there are some, I understand, but not really anyone at the same level in our specialties.
I wouldn't say so. We went to a big craft festival in Lviv in the fall. We arrived there, brought a full carload. We left empty. They just tore us apart. And after we came back, now I think about 30% of our sales in Lviv are online.
That's one craft festival and boom, right?
Yes, people, as far as I understand, people share with each other. Listen, I bought something really cool. Where did you buy it? Where can I try it? That's awesome. Tell me where so I can go to. Well, we have a QR code on every jar, so when it runs out, you scan it, and right away you're on the website, you buy it immediately.
How important are all these marketing tricks? So if we have, let's say, this burger sauce, it's a top product and everyone wants it, how important is it to have nice packaging, good printing, a QR code, and a website?
Well, in my opinion, it's very important.
So do you actually have a proper website?
We have a proper website. We pay taxes, we issue receipts for every purchase. So we work legally, despite the war, unlike many people who say to themselves like, well, there's a war, I'll just save a little here. I don't think now is the time to save money.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at what you have here. You've got peppers, chicken, tomatoes, spices, and even an apron.
Well, let's turn this into something special.
By the way, let me remind you that I used to have a cooking show. And today, I'll be cooking paella for the first time. The cooking show was called First Time. We would read recipes and cook for the first time. Why didn't the show take off, Zhenya?
Chicken drumsticks. I think there's nothing easier to cook. So we take these drumsticks and coat them really well with burger sauce.
Yes, really well. Good.
Yes, you can't mess it up here.
Oh, the aroma came out right away.
Well, come on, don't be shy. If we had marinated them for a day, there would have been options. Since we'll be marinating them for 10 to 15 minutes while the grill is heating up, we believe they can't be spoiled.
I hear my wife is telling me she smelled garlic and pepper there, and they should go with the chicken. As a cook, I think I should add more garlic and pepper. That's fine, right? Go ahead and add them for the signature recipe.
All these spices, they're compatible with each other.
Yeah, all right. I would also add paprika here, of course, because you can never have too much paprika. Too much. Kot, what do you think? Is there such a thing as too much? Let's rewrite it. I would also add paprika here, because you can never have too much paprika.
Where do you even get your ideas from?
Paprika. Oh, she's really something. Just like that. Yes, like that. Let's go. It's like I'm breading it in breadcrumbs.
Should we save money or focus on taste?
Agreed. Oh, cool. That's a really nice mix. They'll cut this out anyway.
Now we'll fry this briefly.
Well, I mean, not too much, right? Just enough so it gets a little seared.
Just a little sear. We cover it with spices and salt. Then I add a second layer, yeah. We cover it again with spices and salt, tomatoes.
Yes. So, we've added this smoked salt. What's this? Paprika. Paprika will do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Mediterranean. Maybe, of course, I get it. Could be anything.
Anything at all. And believe me, it will be very tasty.
Maybe a little chili pepper too. And add some herbs. You definitely need to add herbs.
How could we manage without them? You're so talented, Zhenya.
Oh, that's it. Provençal herbs. And garlic pepper, great.
Garlic on top, lemon oil.
Beautiful. Careful, it's hot and aromatic.
I don't care.
These are just regular vegetables.
Broccoli.
I understand. It's because of the spices, right? They picked up some of it. There's also a hint of that smokiness here. It's really tasty. The skin has a very distinct flavor. Inside, it's completely different. It's rich. It became unusual. So it turns out, actually, cooking all these chefs? Yeah, it's pretty simple. Add the right spices.
Yes.
Jeka Klopotenka, that's it, I know your secret. You probably use the right spices. Write in the comments if that's true.
It's me, Yarema.
It's me, Pascal. We make barrels for wine, cognac, and whiskey.
There used to be a cooperage workshop of the timber plant here, but back then we made barrels for meat processing plants. And we did this until about '93. Then the meat processing plants stopped buying. They switched to plastic barrels. Then we set up production using French technology and started making barrels for aging beverages.
What's happening here?
We're bending the barrels now. You see, it has a conical shape. There's a fire burning inside. The fire is made from this very wood. The barrel is moistened, it softens. The wood bends with this cable. It bends.
How long will the barrel last after that?
Dozens of years.
Actually, these barrels are really expensive.
Per year, our profitability comes out to 7 or 8%. Last year, it was 10%. There isn't that kind of profit, but we have a team and our employees get a good salary.
Maybe I'm just unique, but I'm really interested in it, even if they're just making regular barrels. But actually, this is where the magic happens that makes whiskey, cognac, and wine taste good, right here. So many machines, so many people, so many details. There it's about the grain, here it has to be this way.
We studied in France. There's a company called Dami. Not many people are willing to show their production process. The machines are very expensive. This one costs about 400,000 euros.
400,000 euro? One machine?
The line costs $1 million.
How many employees do you have?
30 people.
Wow, so this is a Carpathian vat. It looks really beautiful. I want to get in there. Well, I guess this isn't cheap either.
1,500 euro.
1,500 euros. And where do you get so much wood? If it's 20 years, then there are plenty of oaks here.
Oaks. The time comes when they mature at 80 to 100 years, and they need to be cut down, and they are cut down. And we buy them at auctions.
We don't just drive around Ivano-Frankivsk cutting down old trees.
No, it's all at the auction. In a month, it's about 350 to 400 barrels.
10 barrels a day, roughly speaking.
Or more than that.
Look, here's the thing. Right now they're putting the bottom into the barrel. But right now they're making a kosher barrel. Kosher. That's why they don't use glue. They use dough. Dough. I never thought of that.
With this laser, we burn our emblem. He makes whiskey too. There's a company called Leleka.
Leleka? Yeah.
They make various wines.
Oh, so now they're going to make it look nice?
Yes. But if you want to do it the way we say, to season the staves for 2 years and make, well, about 6,000 barrels a year, then you need to have about 10 million euros just in staves. From a bundle like this, which is about 1 cubic meter, you get 10 barrels, each 225 liters. It's very expensive. It takes 5 cubic meters of round timber to get 1 cubic meter of staves.
So it takes 4 meters.
It goes to waste. You know, if it had been underwater, it would be like, well, like expensive wine here, or cognac, or whiskey. If it, God forbid, starts leaking, it's very expensive, very expensive. So, for example, a 400-liter barrel, for instance, cognac is poured in there at 12 euros. Multiply by 400 liters, that's 5,000 per barrel. Well, once it started leaking, that's 5,000.
Well, I see you have a lot of blanks here.
Count it. If you take 10 barrels each, how many do you need to make 3,000 barrels a year, and for 2 years?
You can imagine the business, right? Like transporting the wood, cutting it. After that, you have to wait 2 years for it to settle outside. After that, you still have to do a whole bunch of other things. And sell it for $500. That's actually not expensive at all. How did you even decide to start this?
I actually came to Ukraine to do the forestry business. Then, when I saw that people could work and were smart, I started making staves. Staves are
just blanks.
Blanks, the special blanks to make barrels. And they started working here with Yarema. And at one point we decided to try making barrels in 2004. That was the year. 20 years.
Everyone knows that the French ones are really top-notch, but France buys ours.
The raw materials are in Ukraine, and the oak is excellent. In Ukraine, there are as many different soils and climates as in France. People here work well, they're hardworking and smart. I think today, in terms of quality, we're no worse. We are on the same level of work.
That's really cool. And you just said that the wood is very important where it grows. Yes. So just like grapes have a certain terroir.
You can say the same about oak. Oak has that too. But oak on black soil and oak on sand. You understand yourself that the oak absorbs something different, and that's why it has a different taste.
So these barrels are suitable for wine, whiskey, cognac, brandy, for everything, right?
Yes, our distributor in France, he's from the city of Cognac. He was born in Cognac.
So they make cognac and cognac using our barrels?
Yes, cool. There is one company, I can't tell you which one, I don't have the right to say, but they really like Ukrainian oak from Volyn because it's very elegant.
Volyn oak specifically, right?
Volyn oak because there's sand there. The oak grows together with pine, and the vanilla is very elegant, not boring.
Damn, that's cool. I never would have thought, first of all, that oaks are different. And secondly, that cognac is aged in our barrels, right? Your barrels are mostly sold abroad. How difficult is it now to work for the foreign market from Ukraine?
How can I put it? Maybe it's easier these days to sell to America than to France. Because for the French, only French barrels exist. To tell the truth, we sell our barrels in France under a distributor's brand, not as Ukrainian. Because I think it's purely Ukrainian.
So they buy your barrels, put their own stamp on them, and say they're French.
Well, I don't know what they say, but basically, yes.
Yeah.
The question with the barrel is about taste. It's not about how it looks. It's not about whether it's nice or not. It's about taste. And taste comes from the raw materials, meaning from the soil where this oak grew, the climate. And also from how many years you left these staves out in the air, letting them work. And then the toasting. This is the most important moment where the real flavor appears.
And now in our country, well, wineries are developing, both small and large, and there are becoming more and more of them. Is there an increase in demand within the country?
You can feel that there is a desire. People want to make better wine. And the first step to making better wine is to keep it in barrels.
Here we have, well, sort of a finished goods warehouse. Our barrels are more expensive compared to other Ukrainian producers. But our technology is different. We age the staves for 2 years in the open air. This is also an expensive part of the aging process.
It sits outside for 2 years? Why, does it dry out or something?
It stands in the open air, rain and snow fall on it. They wash out the excess tannins. No, not the bitter ones that give such bitter flavors, and they say the stave is maturing. It becomes refined, it changes structurally, and it gives the drink better flavors. That's how we age it in France using this technology. Our barrel, for example, costs 500 euros there, a 225-liter one. A French Cigan Moreau costs 1,000 euros.
See, it's more expensive. I also noticed these cut barrels here.
There were barrels that could no longer be repaired for wine. And these are for flowers. They're three-tiered like that.
Wow, like a flower pot, right?
Yes, like a flower pot, like a flower pot.
Damn, that's cool. And is this thing expensive?
About 1,500 hryvnias.
So I found what I want.
People, especially those who lost everything in a fire, buy these barrels to ferment cabbage. 150 liters, 10 liters.
10 liters, you can make your own infusion with that. My dad makes moonshine in the Carpathians.
Yes, you keep it for half a year. The drink becomes so noble you drink wax. This one costs 2,640. If you add a tap, it's an extra 100 hryvnias.
Oh, that's great. First of all, it can make whiskey, and it looks good too. You could even put it somewhere in the house. It's just perfect. Gotta take it. All right, I'm off to convince my wife that we need to go together by bus, and you guys will take this barrel and that one for me. All right?
I'm Kostya. I'm Polina. We unite Ukrainian things to preserve, continue, and showcase them.
Ukrainian things are unique and cool.
We are in the common store, which was created to unite and show that Ukrainian things are special.
Yes, we bring together both craft producers and their stories here, and we bring this together so that people buy Ukrainian products, because a lot of new places are opening, but most of them are European shops.
We call ourselves the antagonists of the Euro markets. Everyone is opening them and wants something Polish or Italian, but we, on the contrary, opened a store where there are food products, souvenirs, decor, ceramics, to show that Ukrainian goods are just as good, if not better.
We are originally from Kherson. We've been in Frankivsk for 2 years and we love Kherson very much.
When we opened, people from Frankivsk, Kherson, Kyiv, Zaporizhzhia, Dnipro, Kharkiv, all the locals and newcomers came to us and were like, wow, this is great.
And also, we bring together crafters here, not only from the region, not only from Frankivsk, from every city in Ukraine. You can definitely find something, taste something, or hold something in your hands.
Surprise us. Find something we don't know.
Kherson coffee.
Ducks.
Ducks? What ducks?
Cost. We had an agreement. When we decided to open this store and launch it, we started looking for Ukrainian suppliers. And on Instagram, I came across this company that makes those rubber ducks, which are great for taking a bath with, letting your dog play with, or for kids. They're really cool. They can go on your car's dashboard. And it so happened that, at least a couple of months ago, this was the store's top-selling item. For example, the duck was always the top item with everything else following, and this lasted a long time.
You won't believe it. It's not the kids running in saying, hey, wow, mom, buy it. It's adults, men and women, who come in and buy these ducks. And many people are already buying them as collections. Good afternoon.
Well, the bag. The bag? No, it's fine. Beautiful.
And what do you have in your bag? I'll show you now. Oh, is this a ceramist?
Yes, yes, yes.
A ceramist? A Kosiv ceramist? Yes. Oh, then let's take a look.
That's me.
Cool. And is this Kosiv ceramics?
Yes, yes.
Here is ceramics, 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 and a bit separately, Kosiv ceramics. It's completely separate. How did it happen that Kosiv ceramics are different from all the others?
This started somewhere around 68 of that century, you see. That's when it began to be introduced. Well, Kosiv is basically an academy. There's a lot here in terms of applied arts.
Will you show the candlesticks you brought?
There are candlesticks, yes, like this.
Wow! How do you like that?
Of course, because this is modernity as it is. And as for the traditional part, you just can't take your eyes off it. But the form and everything else, it all starts to get modernized, even just a little bit.
When I visited Kosiv, when I visited the craftsmen and asked how things are selling now, and they said, well, yes, people are buying. And I understand that this is a great value. That's why I wanted to create a space that would represent Kosiv ceramics. We've been here 7 months. It doesn't seem like much, but even in this short time, I can see how people are learning new things. At first, people would come to us and say, what is matzik and bohuk? We don't understand. We let them taste it, and this meat is very delicious. At first, they'd say it's like jamon or prosciutto, but Ukrainian. Now, we don't need to explain anymore. People who once didn't know what it was now tell us they don't even remember. They've already eaten prosciutto and jamon.
We don't remember what jamon is.
We don't remember.
Jamon is Spanish cured meat?
Yes, and they really do buy it for every holiday or when they go visiting or for dinner. Kids love it. They take cured meat and boguk. Because it's not only classic like the Spanish and Italian ones, but Ukrainians are resourceful. We have it with mushrooms, with parmesan, with truffle, with olives, with wine, with garlic, and the classic one, many kinds, for every taste.
I took note of the Kosev candle holder. And these are candles from Rivne, right? Yes.
These are Irina's, right?
Well, I adore her. She's amazing, yes.
I'm Irina, and I make honey candles.
What is Kherson coffee? Coffee can be Ethiopian, Brazilian. Does coffee grow in Kherson?
Yes, it does. I mean, it's an old city legend about how coffee came to Kherson. Kherson sailors first brought it along with watermelons. At that time, no one knew about it. It was an unfamiliar berry to them. They were bringing watermelons and coffee. They were caught in a storm and later discovered that cutting open a watermelon revealed unusual seeds, coffee beans. That's the honest truth.
Thank you for doing that, because I started thinking, wait, he learned that in the coffee mine. In Lviv, they mine coffee, in Kherson, watermelons.
I don't mind it, but there they dug up the coffee, while here it grew inside a cool berry. That's why I prefer it. One time while eating watermelon, I noticed its seeds look a lot like coffee beans. Black, same shape. I decided there was no need to look further. I've been working with coffee for 9 years. It's similar. Watermelon is a Kherson berry commonly associated with the city. Kherson doesn't grow coffee, but it's full of coffee shops. We had many there. We decided to combine them, and we had to somehow explain to people why it was like that. So we came up with a funny legend that fit in nicely, and it was interesting to read. And when we brought it to Frankivsk, well, in Kherson, obviously no one got involved or believed in it, but when we brought it to Frankivsk, we started preparing it. That was our first fear as newcomers in March 2022. We worried people wouldn't accept us. But we tell them this legend, and they're like, yeah, listen, man, like, what are you talking about?
You have to try.
I was in Kherson and saw nothing like that. Now, it's people start to believe it, but I tell them it's a joke. They just say, yeah, right.
But we have a list that we started back when Kostya and I began working together behind the bar when we opened the coffee shop. We write down the names of people who, under good circumstances, will go together and show them this plantation. Not sure what kind of plantation it'll be, but we promised.
That's after the victory, yes.
We'll go to Kherson, I promise, and I'll show you the plantation where coffee grows inside watermelons.
By the way, remember our coffee shop in Hostomel? You're welcome to visit. We'll have Kherson coffee there. And here's another question. Kherson has its own cake, and you have a coffee shop. Do you have Kherson cake?
We have a fridge that's waiting for this Kherson cake because it sells out so quickly. Really, seriously, not only people from Kherson come for it, but many locals too. And it's really nice when people come in and say, we're here for the cake, and they already know where it is. They just run straight to it. And I ask, are you from Kherson? Well, I thought I'd get to know them, but they seem unfamiliar. And they say, no, we're locals. We're going to our grandma's birthday in Kosev, or sometimes in Halic. I was like, wow, that's really nice. And we've been friends with Perfetto for a long time, and we're very happy. We have their ice cream in the summer near the coffee shop, and here you can try the ice cream and also the Kherson cake.
Did they move their production to Vinnytsia now?
Yes, you were there too.
We were, by the way, the cake was very tasty. Really tasty cake.
Our pride is the signature Kherson cake. Tradition and love for our hometown inspired the creation of a flavor that is associated with Kherson.
I learned it has no dough. We were filming a documentary about dough, which will be released soon.
And I thought, well, that's great. The Kherson cake in Vinnytsia, everything's set. But then I opened the recipe and there's no dough.
I was like, damn, how is that possible?
Yes, but a lot of people here are selling exactly that. What's unique about us? It's the stories. Is Ukrainian honey really unique? There's certainly a lot of it, right? This honey is from Mykolaiv, in the Mykolaiv region. What makes it special? The thing is, unfortunately, people can't set foot on these fields now because they're damaged, they're mined, but bees can. And they collect pollen, they gather it from the wildflowers there, and then this honey is made, yes. So where people can't set foot, it's still called liberation honey. Then we have honey from guys who are now in Cherkasy, but they're actually originally from Luhansk region. They took their beehives out of the area near the airport, and many beehives had already been lost, and with everything they managed to take out, they started over. And even though they could have done anything else, they decided to continue their ancestors' work, and now they're beekeepers in the 4th generation.
That's cool.
Yes, and this is also honey from Kherson. It's from our friend. Her dad also worked with honey, and his beehives were on the left bank, which is now under occupation. And he also can't continue his work, but she showed us this honey. She just filmed it for her story, showed that there are only 2 big jars of honey left. This is the last honey, because now her dad can't do this anymore. And is that him? Well, I immediately wrote to Tanya, Tanya, I want it. Please give us this honey.
She gave it to us, we put it in small jars, and now we give the honey for donations.
It costs 500 hryvnias, but all this money, 50% goes to support Kherson region, and 50% we will send to Pavic to help him restore his business. That's cool.
So you're really buying a story, right? It's not so much about the honey, it's more about that.
We try to tell these stories, and so when you come in and buy something, we see what catches your eye, and we immediately start telling you about it. And we also share these stories on social media because it's really important. And it's important to support each other. And what's really important, very simple but important, is to keep the money in the country, because right now we really need it.
Cool. I also think that places like Spilno provide the right kind of competition. The same applies to chocolate. If you only know sisters, you just think it's tasty and cool. But when there's another chocolate brand competing in the same market, like Vintubar, and you realize that now there are 2 players competing right here in this place, then they start. And they start making it better and better. And that's a great push. What's my point? If you're ever in Frankivsk, stop by here. And there are places like this all over Ukraine. Go in, just take a look, check it out. You don't even have to buy anything. Just understand that Ukraine is making a lot of interesting products right now. It's worth your attention, just like Kosiv Ceramics. You need to know about it, understand what the magic is, why it's so popular right now. If you only go to the supermarket and nowhere else, you're missing out, believe me.
You know, all the crafters and all of us are working towards a common goal. For our shared victory and for the bright future of our country.